I still haven't come up with a good way to present this kind of thing. Uh, where you tell somebody, "Well, I used to think that." It's when I say it, all the paths don't go in one direction. I mean, you could have been on the part of the path I'm on now a long time ago, and I could have been on the part of the path that you're on now a long time ago. Or it could be a different path that just has some similar descriptions. But okay, there's no truth. They tell you what truth is, and you find out there's nothing that applies to. There's no truth. That isn't good enough for me. That isn't good enough. There are things that are true. No two things are the same, so of course they weigh differently, they taste differently, they look differently, they everything differently. Everything's relative to your perspective. Okay. So, I want to make a definition of truth that takes that into account, because we experience truth. We experience truth. There's an old thing about in aerodynamics that at one point some physicist said bumblebees can't fly. Now, this has been used to try to say scientists are stupid, but I personally was told by a scientist in a class about this. And the point to him is that if the bumblebee flies and your aerodynamics says it can't fly, you've got something to work on. You're not stuck. You've got something to compare your aerodynamics to improve your aerodynamics until it can, post-dict. It can predict something that's already happened in the past. We feel truths. It's up to us to have a system to define what we're feeling when we feel the truth. Now, is it truth according to this classical theory of truth that we both agree doesn't apply to anything? Well, evidently not. But could be something similar. Everything's relative to a perspective. And so what you can do is compare perspectives, and this is how you compare truths. And you can relate them, If to steal is wrong in the ethics of one perspective, and to steal is considered right in the ethics of some other perspective, you could compare those two perspectives and see which perspective you want to go with and follow the truths of that perspective. So there's truth, and opinions do have relative weight as well, with respect to a given frame of reference, a given context, a given reference point. So I believe in truth enough to reinvent a definition, to get a better definition, to improve the definition so that it matches reality. It can be done. Has been done.